Okay. Just get this really quick. I won't be doing this for too long. I just mainly want to get the bar up to at least 25. Hopefully have some decent spawns, I guess. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, shit. Let me go ahead and remedy that. Yeah, I think when I did that, it actually got cut off. Oops. But yeah, I'm gonna try to fill up the trader bar and read that online for a bit. I'm doing the Xbox One version because I already did a little bit on the PS4, so I'm trying to balance things, I guess. And here we go. Fucking unstable ass, whatever the fuck. Whatever, I'll just get started, I guess. Weapon, that would help. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix it. I even buffered in advance to make sure this shit wouldn't happen, but of course, it happens. Okay, I should be good now. Although I'm pretty sure I got killed by a law enforcer. So I'm all the way here to Timbuktu. Awesome. Okay. But yeah, I wanted to see if I could still get the necklace in the PC version. but I think I actually waited too long, so rip to that, I guess. I gotta see what other things I have on there anyway, because I know that I made a little checklist of what necklaces I need for the trinkets and shit. Fucking going the wrong way, of course. But yeah, I'm mainly doing this so I can fill up the trader bar, I guess. Try to get as many animal carcasses as I can. And once I order supplies, I can just move right on to Diablo 3. So I'm not going to be doing this for very long. It's usually what I try to do, at least. I try to get as many animal carcasses as I can. Once it reaches that threshold, pay, go do something else for a little bit. Since it actually does fill up in real time. I don't know the exact time frame, but I know usually once I'm done and I come back, I can usually do a little bit more, and then I can do other things, I guess. Apparently also there was a buyer from the moonshine business that got compromised, I guess, but I haven't even really touched that, so it's not like I really lost anything. Though I can imagine when it does happen that it's going to be a pain in the ass. Strangely enough, I don't think I've really been invaded or whatever with the trader shit. I think it might have happened maybe once or twice. Probably because I'm not really in the game for that long per se. But it's mostly been just random attacks with Moonshiner. It's kind of weird, but whatever. I hear it's really bad though. Like, you have to drive like really carefully. You have to consider the element that you want to make, or it just seems really complex and annoying. So I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest, but maybe whenever I get around to it, I guess. It's not exactly AFK friendly, but it's certainly a lot more useful, I guess, compared to the other strategies, I guess. Might as well bring something, a little something extra at home, I guess. Haven't used the bow in a while, so that's gonna be fun. I also want to grab meat in case I want to like fast travel, whatever. So I'm mainly going to be using the money for that now, I guess. Yeah, no more cows, unfortunately. RIP. shit. On target. Fuck, I didn't pick up the arrow. Son of a bitch. Alright, whatever. Well, I gotta resuck on ammo anyway, so whatever. But that does suck. Alright, whatever. Let's just head on back. Anyway, I was actually linked to a video about Silent Hill 2 remake, and I actually decided to go for the channel, and I saw that they also made videos talking about the Demon Souls remaster, and of course, it barely talks about the gameplay, which the only thing they really brought up was how the digital deluxe edition is a fucking scam, which it honestly is, because you're essentially paying for exclusive shit you can't get anywhere else, and it's just like, what the fuck. But everything else just mainly comes down to graphical infidelity, so the game sucks as a whole, which is incredibly funny because everyone always says that Sony makes nothing but movies now, and unless you're Hideo Kojima, you can't really do that sort of thing anymore. But even with people talking about Silent Hill 2 remake, they go on about how the gameplay isn't very good and actually breaks down the gameplay compared to the original, which, last I checked, the Silent Hill 2 gunplay or whatever, or even combat as a whole, wasn't exactly so great either, but it was one of those games that had more to say about the story or whatever. But it seems like almost every person who doesn't like Sony because they always make movies now, you know, not games, but movies. Whenever anything that comes out nowadays, it's like they always complain about the gameplay, which is completely valid, but when it comes to Demon Souls criticism, it's always about the visuals and the soundtrack or whatever, or that this isn't like the original, so it sucks. Look, I'm not trying to defend Demon Souls by any capacity, but it's like, if these people actually talk about the fucking gameplay, that would actually be great. And it's, I've already had my fair share of things to say about it, so you can check that. But I just really find it funny that a lot of people these days, even if the video was kind of old, but that's not the point, will go on about how Demon Souls is terrible because the graphics aren't like 2009 or whatever. It's so fucking obnoxious, and it really annoys the fuck out of me. But whatever. It's I just wanted to have my say on that. But seriously, it's just really obnoxious. Fuck. I accidentally opened the catalog. I want to check the satchel. Yeah, daily challenges, that's what I want to look at. Yeah, I'm not buying a bounty hunter for now. I'm just mainly doing trader shit because it's legit like the only form of money maker that's in the game, honestly. That's like consistent, I guess. Oh shit, it's also a daily challenge. I'm gonna have to hop on PS4 then or whatever. Well, let me take care of this first. Oh. There we go. There we go. Still got a little bit way to go though. So I'll just probably ride on back and get another batch, I guess. Hopefully I'll get more cows to skin so I can sell the meat next time, whatever. I'll have to remember to go back into town though next time I do that. Shit, I only have the bow. I gotta remedy that. Oh, I thought I could craft something. Oh well, I don't really think it mattered. Alright, let me get the weapons ready for launch. Let's see, I need the I'm actually gonna switch. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep that. I need the the Evans appeared. I think that's the one. Okay. Alright, let me pay off the. Actually, let me just see if I have any extra ammo, whatever that I bought, whatever. I probably don't. Alright. Okay, should be good for now. Here we go. A free horn and meat is mainly why I come here, I guess. Too bad the skins are completely pointless. I'm sure it's a lot more valuable in the single player, which I really gotta get around to playing that. And if I do make a video talking about Red Dead Online, I'm definitely gonna be using footage from that, to be honest. Fuck. Alright, whatever. Whatever. Alright, those are just coyotes. Worthless. Yo, what's up? Sorry, I didn't see you there. Apparently you left the Discord. I guess it wasn't to your interest. That's fair enough. I'm currently just doing filling up the trader role bar, I think, the thing for Red Dead Online before I hop on Diablo 3. This one's good. And yes, I actually did finish up Diablo 3 on Hell. I believe that's what it's called. The highest is actually Inferno. But I got one more piece of, one more secret dungeon to go through, and I think you know what that is, considering you said you played all of the versions of Diablo 3, and then some. I know some people would like to call these types of games like slave wage jobs or whatever, but I wouldn't really say it like that, honestly. I've also been told I should be playing more online games. I think it's the closest I'll ever get to doing such things. I really don't get much of a high in playing against randoms. So, if this is somehow not a decent alternative, then I don't know what is. Fuck. Fuck. I really wish Rockstar would have patched or added auto sprint or whatever like they did with GTA Online. And I do specifically mean GTA Online because despite Grand Theft Auto 5 still being a thing, they did not add that option. I assume there's a very easy fix for that. Why am I on Master Difficulty only level 21? I really wouldn't know why. I think you're talking about how Diablo 3 lets you change easy, medium, hard, and then the various master, and I think in Diablo 3 Reaper Souls, the Torment difficulties. I really don't know. I tried playing on normal, but I think normal hard when it was first like going through Diablo 3 on Xbox 360. I think it was playing, on normal hard whatever, and the butcher kicked my ass and I got really annoyed. I just said, fuck this, I'm just going to play on easy. It doesn't really affect much. I really don't think it should matter, to be honest. It's, you can pretty much play however you want, as long as you're not, like, actually cheating or, like, ruining other players' experience, I guess. I guess having a lot of gold would be kind of considered cheating, but it's not like my gameplay to ratio, whatever, is borderline discrepancy. Anyway, I think I got a full lot now. I just gotta skin some more cows, I guess, and I'll head on back. Oh yeah, the Eternal Collection. If I'm going to be playing through Diablo 2, I'll more than likely play the original PC version. There's this program that basically lets you play the game with modern resolutions or whatever. I think there's a program that came with it that lets you play in windowed mode while still getting the cutscenes that come with it. Because just playing the game in regular windowed mode doesn't let you watch the cutscenes. I mean, it is technically an older game, but there are most of those sorts of games that have this thing called repacks or whatever, where you can basically have a game pre-installed with modern day fixes. So, I understand it's a pain in the ass to get older games working on PCs, especially today, but I think a lot of people have a little too much time on their hands if you can get a lot of these older games up and running. I mean, even the original Diablo is sold on GOG, and even has the Hellfire expansion, which I have yet to play, honestly. Was that like a fan-made expansion, but then it just kind of became like the unofficial, official expansion for Diablo? I really don't know about that. Okay, you got 10 million gold, okay. You should be fine. For sure. I did get my gear legit, though, at least. Gold maybe kind of speeds up the process, but I guess even that could be considered cheating, I guess. But whatever. It's not like I'm going for a speed run or anything, so whatever. Okay, this should be the last batch for now. I know this isn't the most exciting game to watch, let alone listen to, but it's, people are like, dude, you gotta play a game that's online. You play too many games by yourself. Well, here you go. Oh yeah, you're talking about the Goblin loop. Yeah, you were mentioning about that yesterday. Is there like a limit on how much you can use that? All right. Well, I guess I'll boot up Diablo 3 and Xbox 360. So let me do that really quick. And get this view out of here. Here we go. I'm probably thinking going for the original Dead Island. I really don't like playing for the sequel, to be honest. Even if it is newer, but it's, just because something is new doesn't necessarily mean it's good. But it is kind of a really old mindset, I guess, but unfortunately with a lot of games today, it's kind of true. Kind of true. I mainly look at it with a case-by-case situation. Oh shit. 500,000 gold? Isn't that like enough to like maximize your the artisan and blacksmith training levels? Because I think in Reaper of Souls they change it from having to give them various books and then you just end up paying gold and that's how you just get them to max level fairly quickly, if I am to remember correctly. Which, speaking of, I might actually replay Act 4, or at least a certain bit of Act 4, so that I can get the rest of the artisan levels, because I technically got the blacksmith fully upgraded. But depending on how the secret level goes, I do want to go back to Act 4 very quick and get the rest of the Book of Secrets. Or should I just actually just go through Inferno mode and go on from there? I'll leave it up to you, I guess, but I gotta wait for goods to go from 24 to 25. Also, strangely enough, he'd actually be in this menu and not actually be kicked out, which is actually kind of surprising. Anyway, speaking of gaming and stuff, like I said, I could try going through the original Dead Island again. There we go. Alright, there you go. Hawk you. Alright, let's go ahead and switch over to the best game on the planet, obviously. I probably should have switched scenes, I guess, but or the HDMI display, but oh well. At least better that than cooking with gas, I guess. Especially stove gas, because that shit kills. Shit, wrong way. Alright, let me just make sure I turn off notifications via busy, which you can't set to by default, which is kind of annoying. So yeah, one more major run on Diablo 3 on Xbox 360. Now that is worthy of a golf clap. Let me just get into the actual game very quick. I'll switch this off in a second. Alright. Whoops. There we go. That's what you came here to see, of course. Yeah, sorry about the Rockstar slop. Let's go ahead and go through the secret dungeon, I guess. And of course, with the best character in the entire series, Deckard Cain. Alright. Just to please, I guess, I'll go ahead and put the voice volume up to 100.
We see you have brought the item. That is good. We are utterly pleased.
I have never met one like you before. Are you related to the Goatmen?
What? We hate those mannerless fleabags. Insolent, all of them, really. This is no time to be silly. The level of sparkling happiness and rainbows awaits you.
You mean the cow level?
No! There is no the law.
Okay, love or hate the fact that Diablo 3 has a lot more colorful atmosphere to it, you definitely have to give them credit for actually making a really awesome Easter egg level, I guess if you want to call it that. Like, let's be honest. They actually took the hate that they got and they turned it into an actually pretty decent secret dungeon of sorts. Like, let's be honest. This is definitely the kind of stuff that old games used to do pretty well. And yes, I also changed out the frogs to that move, I guess. Fuck. Yeah, Toma's Secrets. I guess get from this area, I guess. I could probably get more than enough to get the artisan to the level I'd like. But yeah, this is Whimsy Shire. This is the secret dungeon that you can get if you have the Staff of Herding. Now, in the original, you essentially have to make it on each difficulty, but in I think some update made it so that you don't have to forge it more than once. But I know the pieces you need to make it, at least initially, are a lot more complicated in the PC version. They drastically reduced the number of requirements in the console version. I know getting the piece from the boss in Act 4, though, is honestly the most annoying. I felt like that one was the most obnoxious, if I'm going to be totally honest. And the one from Act 3, we have to go through the dungeon that's not exactly guaranteed, and then the level that's not even guaranteed. Like, there's just too many variables, and it's like, you literally have to have the planets aligned if you even want to get that shit. It wasn't very fun. I do like how the map is actually like a children's drawing, which is pretty nice. And I think there's also a Diablo pinata that does give you a decent amount of loot. So it's not entirely worthless, which is good. Like, the enemies are meaty. I think they give a decent amount of XP, and you just get a lot of good shit. So it's not only funny in hindsight, but it actually is I think, probably one of the better dungeons to grind on, ironically. And instead of health potions, you have pancakes now. You have cupcakes. Happy Clouds take a little while to open, though, but other than that, it's pretty alright, honestly. I know that Reaper Souls added another dungeon of this nature, though I know you have to kill a goblin in the portal that they leave behind. You can actually go inside it. That was not in the original Diablo 3. I think they added that way later. Though I know there was an exclusive award that you had to get from this dungeon and not the other one, which is insane. Mushroom, mushroom. Alright. I'm not sure, excuse me, how far I'll get into Act 1 on Inferno difficulty. Like I said, I mainly wanted to just get the trader bar filled up for now in some capacity. I do have to edit the Mortal Kombat video though, and then probably record footage for other stuff, I guess, and maybe find a video topic that I can rant about. Or maybe just like work on older projects, I guess. I'm not really certain about that right now. But anyway, hopefully your weekend has been doing good. Mine actually went pretty good. The holiday weekend was actually pretty good this year, so I'm happy about that. I also finally have a decent save of Grand Theft Auto 1. We gotta go for the expansions now, which apparently the second expansion of the original Grand Theft Auto only has one mission location per se, compared to the first ones, I think, 4 or 5, I think. So it won't take as long. So that should be fairly interesting to learn, I guess. I also sold like all the crafting materials except for the stuff that are for Inferno. Nothing here. Very well. We just continue looting, I guess. So many Tome of Secrets, though, which is good. Can finally make actual, gems, I guess. And then, wealth and glory to the winner on Inferno difficulty. Which is also good. What's up with that blue bar for 60 though? I thought it reached max level. Guess I technically couldn't. Well, there's the exit, but we're obviously not done yet. But I might as well check on how many pieces I got. Paragon level? Oh. Oh shit. Paragon level. Holy shit, I got so many Tome of Secrets. Okay. I didn't know there was a thing in the original, to be honest. You'll have to excuse me. Okay, let's go and, I'm gonna go give the Tome of Secrets to the Artisan. And then see how many more things I need. Yeah, I'm still gonna get even more of these fuckers. I bet you need like a lot of Tome of Secrets. At least one good thing about this game I'll definitely say is that even though the recipes needed to craft Tome of Secrets is really annoying, at least you can get them the better stuff on the higher difficulty, so it definitely pays off. So you have a choice on if you want to grind out the bullshit, or you can just go play in the harder difficulties and get the stuff right away. It's almost as if it's good game design or something. What a shock. Like, actual player choice. Holy shit. I'm sure most would just probably say screw this and just try to go for the harder difficulties, but it is nice you have the actual choice, I guess. Although it probably wouldn't be recommended, to be honest, because I've gotten way more blacksmith drops than artisan drops, or jewel crafting, excuse me. So I said, yeah, I'll just try to focus on getting to the point where we can start farming Tome of Secrets. So there you go. I can respect the grind, I guess they say, but it's I think just getting the Tome of Secrets right off the bat is much more better than just grinding a book that barely drops, if at all. Oh, sweet. An unidentified piece of armor. Oh shit! I got the best armor in the game. Clearly it's the best. It not only references block form, but it has 3 sockets. It also comes in a set, too. Holy shit. Wow. It's pretty based, as they also say. I want to see the level. Really? It's that hard? It's that hard to get? Like, is it really that rare? I guess somehow I continue to surprise others, I guess. I just saw it and I was like, oh shit, it's Blackthorn. One of a game that's actually better than Prince of Persia, in my opinion. Oh. Oh shit, that's fucked. I'm sorry for your condolences and losses. Well, there you go. But yeah, I actually really like Blackthorn. I'm actually glad that it actually got a showcase on that Blizzard arcade arcade classics that I think is not arcade, the classic collection of those various games, Rock and Roll Racing, Obelix, I think it's called. It's I would definitely say that playing the DOS version and the 32X version are probably the go-to, honestly. With the 32X version having that extra level, or chapter as a whole, and the DOS version pretty much being the only real uncensored version of the game. I don't remember if the 32X version was censored, but I know that the DOS version has pretty much no censorship aside from the music, which in my opinion the Super Nintendo version pretty much makes it a lot better, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if there's like a consistent way of farming legendaries. I just kind of go about it as is. And I also know that, early on, farming legendaries would be dumb because eventually you'll find a weapon that's a lot better anyway. But I have held on to all the other legendary armor pieces. Except for weapons, because obviously you're going to get better weapons along the way. I guess I should showcase what I've gotten, before I hop on to Nightmare. I keep saying Nightmare. No, Inferno. I already cleared Nightmare. What the fuck am I talking about? Let's see. Ariat's Law, Bone Shatter, one that can socket, Devil Tongue, Doombringer. Again, Xanaku, I probably butchered that. It's one of my favorites because you have the spirit that appears in your attack. The Broken Staff, Wildwood, Ziggurat Tooth. Let's see. I got others. Oh wait, I have the others equipped, excuse me. Let's see. The Death Watch Mantle. Oh yeah, that's the one that makes it so that the knives appear when you get hit. So that's really good. Let's see. Quit Zao Coltel. I don't even know. It's got a socket, and you get a lot of life from health globes. Talisman of Aranok. Let's see. Gungdo Gear. Wow, I'm really terrible at pronouncing this shit. I have the Gaze of Demise equipped. That's also another thing I had, but I think one of the legendaries I had was two-handed. So I have that if I get a one-handed weapon. Nagel Ring, Lyric Signet, and Lut Sucks. Holy shit. And oh yeah, Vigilante Belt. Oh yeah, I also got this as well, the Emprian Messenger. It's a weapon in case you're wondering. I believe it's a guaranteed legendary get from Diablo, whatever gender Diablo goes by now. I really don't know. Let's see. Repair, and it's about it, really. I've cleaned house, I guess, so let's clean house on hell, I guess. See how far I get into it. Inferno! Oh my god, you're playing on easy. Does it really matter? Hell, I've been dying a lot more in Act 4 on easy, so who knows how much I'd be dying for to bump it up to, like, anything else. I should also change my banner, honestly, since I'm on Inferno now. I'll do that in a second. I went for a web spider look, or at least tried to, the boss of Mega Man X4. Then I went with the Saints Row Purple Saints look. But I want to try to find something of interest, essentially got a couple more banners now. I'm not really certain which one I should go with, but I'll think of something, I guess. Oh yeah, let me go deposit the, what the hell is it, the staff. So I definitely don't want to accidentally sell that shit. Alright, banner customization time. Clearly the hardest part of the game, obviously. And I think I know what one I'm gonna go for already. I can just smell the bullshit in the air. If it'll let me anyway, I really don't know. Let's see. Okay, you can't get rid of the main sigil, so I'll see if there's like a hound or something. Or something. Let's see. Greedy pig. We got the rabbit. That's not what I'm looking for. God damn. I guess I'll go with shit, I saw it before. Here we go. I'll go with this one, I guess. Still the closest I can find, I guess. Oh, you can't change that shit. It sucks. I was only like the Target logo, but you can't. You can't change much of that, unfortunately, so that sucks. I actually know what I could make, I guess. I got an even better idea. Okay, I'm definitely cooking with gas, for real. Shit. Alright, we'll go with this. Shit. And I guess that's what I'm going to get. Oh well. It's DSP, because why not? Alright, now that I'm done obsessing over PP for now, let's go ahead and actually play for real. Thank you, friend. Of course. Alright. Sorry, I was just checking something. We must go kill the wretched mother. Alright then, let's go kill... What do we have to kill again? I forget it. But besides Dead Island, I know there's other games I do want to go through. I wanted to finish up Arkham Knight on New Game Plus, because I didn't get around to that, unfortunately. Got to go through the best Arkham game, clearly. I also wanted to go through DMC, the reboot, at least. But I wanted to play them in, like, chronological order. Or, like, a release date order, excuse me, not, like, actual story order. So, I don't know how that's going to work out. I also need to finish up Devil May Cry 5, but honestly, I just don't enjoy playing the game. I don't find it really exciting. I know I could play about the assist mode and shit, but it's like, even with it, it's just, I don't know. I don't really get much of a high off of it. I really wish I could explain it, but I just can't. Like, I don't know, I just get more excited playing something like Sema Kagura than fucking Devil May Cry. And it's not just because in Sema Kagura you're playing as chicks, obviously. It's obviously not the real deal, but it's just like, I don't know. I really wish I could explain it, but I can't. Part of it is the level design, at least in 5, because, like, it wants to be, you know, like, an action game, but it also wants to have level design that's kind of annoying at times. That shit is almost always a turnoff for me in a game that's linear. Like, if I have to do this shit on every time I go for the game, why even play it again? Even something like The World is Not Enough on PlayStation of all games, despite the game being pretty boring at times. At least the action, when it's good, it's really good. It's certainly no GoldenEye on Nintendo 64, and even the Nintendo 64 version of The World is Not Enough is somewhat on a comparable league, but probably not as good overall, but... My rule of linear games being exciting from start to finish really has to adhere true, because if I'm playing a game and I just find like parts of it just being overly annoying, then why even bother at that point? I don't know. It's like if you're playing a game for the first time, you're like, okay, you're gonna go for it again, but then you're reminded of it. It's like, why even bother again at that point? I know it sounds really dumb and annoying, but it's like... I at least like to think of going to be replaying a game again, and just knowing that part of the game is just obnoxious. It's like, you don't want to have to deal with it on other playthroughs or whatever. I don't know. Like, even this game, like, there's only maybe a couple bits I don't really care for, like the staircase in Act 3, but it's not too bad, I guess. Like, I wouldn't necessarily call it a bore, if that makes sense. But something with just like Devil May Cry 5, it's like, I don't know. I know a lot of people really like the game, or even the series as a whole, but it's like, I just find other action games just a lot more interesting to me, personally. Yeah, I know it has its depth and shit, but it's just like, if I'm still being bored playing the game in its simple mode, like, I don't know, that's just kind of a red flag to be honest. Maybe because I'm not playing the game as intended, but even in games that are actually simplified, like Summer Kagura, for example, I don't know, I don't get that same bore, I guess. I really wish I could explain it better, to be honest, but I don't know. And I have played my fair share of games that do require a fair bit of effort. Even something like Neo 2, if that's a comparable game, I guess. Essentially being Souls-like version of Diablo, I guess, with its various loot and shit. But I don't know. Like, the simple mode of no, the simple mode of Devil May Cry 5 just really bores me. I just don't like the level design, period. Hopefully what I'm saying is making some sense, and if not, you can feel free to try and autocorrect me, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I just don't enjoy playing through Devil May Cry, particularly 5, I guess. Maybe the other ones are a lot better, but 5 does not leave a good first impression on me, honestly. I also don't really care for Bayonetta, to be honest. They're not really like that one either. I'll help you to your death. Fuck. Oh shit. I'll probably move on to something else soon. It's maybe depending on what part I get to, I guess. I know it's like a dungeon I usually stop at because it does kind of last a while, if I'm going to be honest. Three possible entrances. I don't even remember which one it is. Oh well. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, the game is pretty nice about that. I think they say that for a reason, though. But if you want to be a rebel and stand against the odds, you can certainly try. I wouldn't recommend it in hardcore mode, though. But if you want to be even more daring than that, you have my eternal blessings, I guess. I'm more than likely going to be playing something else soon, so hopefully the non-Diablo gameplay will at least be interesting besides that. Oh shit, you must really be the Diablo Master then. Very interesting. Okay. So that wasn't it. Let me go ahead and go do this one, I guess. But yeah, I do like playing Diablo, not gonna lie, but I know that there's other stuff I can also enjoy playing. Like, I would consider at least Diablo to be a lot more chilling than, like, playing a match of Call of Duty Online, to be honest. It's, but that's just how I see things, personally. Oh shit, 3 Tome of Secrets and one, from one of those, treasure goblins. Holy shit. And another one. But yeah, mainly just play Diablo 3 on this, at least if I'm, like, relaxing or whatever. Like, I would consider Diablo to be, like, a very chill type of game, I guess. Can't get any more chilling than a game about hell, I guess, if that makes sense. So what does the Paragon level do, if I might ask? I know I could probably look it up, but since I actually have somebody watching, and being the Diablo Master and all, does it actually affect anything? Don't you have to be at a higher level, I think, or something to do that? Especially on a new character. I really wish I knew, to be honest, but unfortunately I don't. But I also really don't know what the Paragon level is. Elitist bubble. Nice. Oh, you're only level 25. That's probably why then. I think we can solve that mystery. Well, of course. That's why we have Master difficulty and then Torment difficulty. It's, I'm gonna assume it's a lot more balanced in other game difficulties these days. Like, you can just take it with a grain of salt, but something like Resident Evil 5 on veteran difficulty, I would say, is a lot more fairer than the professional difficulty, where when you're down to whatever, you just, like, you can die, like, really quickly. Whereas on veteran, you're at least given a reasonable amount of time, but you still can't really afford to fuck up, if that makes sense. Or even the case of, like, Halo, at least the ones made by Bungie. I don't consider the ones made by 343 that really mean anything. Except for the Master Collection, even though it's not really their game, but whatever. Whereas Heroic difficulty, I feel, is adequate and a much more better balance compared to what Legendary brings to the table. It's like an even worse version of trying to play something like Metal Gear Solid Extreme, or if you want to be even more ballsy, the European Extreme difficulty in some games. Where Extreme was so hard that an entire internationality, or not internationality, sorry, an entire nationality is even harder than regular Extreme. But I can at least see there was a fair amount of effort put into that regardless, but with a lot of games these days, it's just a matter of how much damage you deal and how much damage they deal. Which I really don't agree with, to be honest. It's also very lazy and kind of cookie cutter for difficulty. But whatever, I'm just, as the kids say these days, yapping, but, you know. Would you rather I didn't? I am looking forward to doing adventure mode on the Reaper Soul Zone. It's like, I feel it's a one mode that's like really interesting, to be honest. It's essentially like a post-game version of Diablo 3. The ultimate form of chill, honestly. It has evolved beyond Blizzard. Literally. Alright, let's just go back to town, I guess. Shit. I'm gonna eat on something, so I'm gonna mute the mic for a minute. You don't want to hear me chewing on mic, do you? Oh, okay. I'll try to be obnoxious about it. I know a lot of people really don't like that type of ASMR. What is the deal with ASMR anyway? Like, I honestly don't even get it. Like, to me, it just comes off as people who want to make videos, but they can't wake their parents, so they have to whisper into the mic. I don't know. It just seems really, really dumb. And also, last I checked, I thought, like, atmosphere was a form of ASMR. Or whatever people want to call it these days. Like, when you're playing something like Knights of the Republic and you're seeing the endless ocean and the sounds of the water, whatever. I don't know. But I am kind of hungry, so if you're hearing me munching on something, I apologize. I don't want to be a bore. You have to strike while the iron's hot, right? Oh shit, I got a plan. Exalted Sovereign Male. Holy shit. How many others do I even have anyway? The other stuff. I have 16, so I gotta get 4 more and I'll finally be done. I guess to be fair, like some people can't sleep without the sound of like rain. I guess, but it's it's already it's already called something else. It's that people now take on the form of ASMR to ridiculous levels or whatever. One particular is just like the sound of a dog licking a woman. I guess if you want to go about it however you feel about it. I actually have like a video playlist of rants and stuff that helps me sleep, I guess. Yeah, I know. Imagine that. No, it's not my own. No, I'm not. I'm not that much of a narcissistic asshole. But it's the rant videos they help not only pass the time, but also helps pass the time when I sleep. At least. But I know some people don't like. Some people are very light sleepers, and they'll wake up if they even so much as hear a peep or whatever. But I know that, you know, like having like rain sound or whatever will help them sleep, I guess. Even just going by like documented evidence or whatever, it can help some people, I guess. But I just find it funny that a lot of the time ASMR is just like those videos of people whispering as if they can't make too much noise or else their mama's gonna come in and beat their ass. It's just kind of fucked. I don't know, I could be looking at it from a pretty ignorant viewpoint, but I can't really help but view it any other way than that. Or is that so able to destroy this? Or there's a switch I gotta find, I think, or something. Or there might be another passage I didn't find yet. I'll probably go back, I guess. I think that opens up from the other side. It's honestly hard to tell, to be honest, especially with all the shit that's like on fucking TikTok. Give me a fucking barf bag, please. The only time I want to hear TikTok in a sentence is that one level from Mario 64, and even that level is a pain in the ass. Yeah, because if you like fall off, you're gonna end up dying, and it's annoying. But that's really about it. Or like how people talk about Blue Sky. The only time I want to hear that in a sentence is when people are talking about Vector Man and Genesis. Not really my favorite game on the lineup, but I know that it's moderately well liked, and there's not many games in the series, but it's also unique and has a pretty decent soundtrack, and even interesting visual aesthetics, if I remember correctly, but it's definitely not my favorite on the lineup. But oh well. I don't know. It's I guess it depends how you look at some things, I guess. Like, I don't want to come off as, like, negative for the sake of it, but I think I have pretty good reason to. That's just how games are these days, or just people are overall. I guess it depends how people are brought up at home, I guess. 'Cause that's usually where it starts. I don't agree with the parents treating their children however they might turn out to be, but doesn't mean that no one should be given any special treatment. I really don't want to get too political, to be honest, but I think you have a pretty good, fair assessment about that, to be honest. But anyway, I guess I'll keep going in this. Oh shit. It's pretty valuable. But yeah, I knew it was messing up, so I was like, wait a minute, I probably have to go somewhere else, I think, and I figured it out. I haven't really crafted many items, to be honest. I'm keeping the ones you get from Inferno difficulty, though, but that's really about it. I'm just mainly hanging on to the Tome of Secrets so that I can finally get to level 10 with the Artisan and finally be done with that. Oh, okay. Very interesting. I'm not sure if Plague of Toads is better or the Firebomb, to be honest. One is at least more quieter, I guess, but I don't know if like one is if that one is better for DPS or whatever. I know that there's. Oh shit! I got an amulet. I must see what it is. Oh, it actually might even be better what I'm wearing right now. Kimbo's Gold. It doesn't have any sockets though. Oh shit! Plus 85 to resist all elements. I get life back per hit. It's actually pretty valuable. Very interesting. Alright. I don't know if farming legendaries would be more of a pain in the ass compared to something like Borderlands 2. In which, yes, I do. I don't know. Like, with Borderlands 2, like, I like the gameplay, but I really hate the story and, like, the overly obnoxious attempts of humor to be funny. So I just play with the sound, or the voices and subtitles off, and I just play as a first-person shooter game, and I actually enjoy it a lot more as a result of that. It's kind of depressing, to be honest. Alright. Alright, Royal Crypts time. Cutscene. You dare bring light into my lair? You must die! Space of the energy right now, let's be honest. Alright, I don't know, I guess maybe once it gets to the particular dungeon where you have to, like, find the prisoners, I guess I'll probably stop there. If that's the part what I'm talking about, I'm not sure. Or something, or that might be a little bit ahead, I think. I don't know, I'll see where this goes after. How did you get to the area with the rainbow minimap? Okay, so you have to find... Okay, let me actually pull up the wiki for this, because it's kind of hard to explain. Let's see. Let me get... I actually have a deposit, but I can go back to town. Oh, shit, I can't use that here. Okay, I'm gonna have to... I guess I technically pause, I guess. The game actually lets you pause, and there's no bullshit of being kicked due to inactivity. Okay, so... Whoa, I almost had the controller fall. Anyway, let me go ahead and tell the master how to get to Whimsyshire. I probably butchered the whatever. Okay, let's see. Okay, so if you want to gain access to Whimsyshire, you need to find particular items. I'm assuming you're playing on console, so you only have to acquire 3, or actually 4 items, excuse me. And this is from the diablo.fandom.com/wiki/Whimsyshire. I also mentioned it is not to be confused with. There's another one that's similar to it. Whimsydale. That's the one that they added in Reaper Souls. That you have to kill a rainbow goblin to get access to. It's similar, but it's not the same, I guess. But anyway, Whimsyshire is the one that was in the original Diablo 3. But let me continue. So you need to find a black mushroom, which spawns on the first level of Tristram Cathedral in Act 1. I actually got that randomly. And you also need to find... You have to buy Work's Bell, which is sold by Squirt the Peddler in Act 2 at the camp. The console version, you don't have to pay as much gold. And you also need to acquire the Gibbering Gemstone, which is dropped by a unique enemy, Chitara, in level 2 of the Caverns of Frost in Act 3. It's the area where, in the quest, you have to destroy the 3 ballistas and the other main structure. And you also need to get the Staff of Hurting plans dropped by Izual in Act 4, the boss before Diablo. It's the ice boss. Now, there's also other items that you have to get from that in the PC version. There's also Mac. Hello, I'm Mac. But basically, you need to get those 4 items, and then you have to craft the Staff of Hurting from Hadrig, I think it's his name. Oh, you're only in Act 1. Okay, well, you're basically have to get to the end of the game if you want to even plan on getting the actual components. But basically, you got to find those 4 items scattered across the game. I'll go ahead and link it on the chat. There are other components, but you don't have to get them if you're playing on console. On PC, however, you will have to. And I know that in the original, on each difficulty, you have to get the plans from one of the merchants at the end of the game. But in some update, I assume when Reaper Souls came out, you only have to get the items once, but getting the drops from Izual and Chitara, I think that's how you say it, is really obnoxious. And let me describe how obnoxious the Chitara's drop is. I'm just going to read this from the wiki, and I just wanted to process the bullshit luck that you have to get to even get this thing to appear. She only spawns in the Cavern of Frost level 2, which are not guaranteed to be present. The Icefall caves may appear instead. Chiltara herself is not guaranteed to spawn, and does not guarantee a drop of the Gibbering Gemstone. So, basically, you have to get to an area in Act 3 with a dungeon that may not even appear. Then you have to get to a certain level of the Caverns of Frost, which is also not guaranteed. And then you have to find the enemy herself, which is also not guaranteed. And then even when all those things align, the item that you get from her is not guaranteed. It's basically a really shitty flowchart that's annoying as hell. It's pretty bad. It's really, really obnoxious. I've actually... Yeah, it's basically super luck-based, but I know that if you're playing in story mode, it actually has a much better chance of appearing compared to playing on adventure mode. The same can be said for the other items, but they don't take as long to get. The item from Act 2 you can just easily buy, and if you don't have a problem with gold, well, I think we can cover that one. The mushrooms in Act 1, there was a specific geometry set you have to look for, but you can easily tell since there's mushrooms and shit. But even then, it's not too bad. The boss that it drops some can be annoying, but if you have a decent build and can avoid the ice, you can probably get decent with it. And then once you have all four of those, you can just craft the Staff of Herding, and then you can go back. And you have to go back to Act 1, and there's a corpse. I think it's called near the old ruins. You'll find a corpse of a cow, and if you have the item equipped, you will trigger a cutscene, I guess, with the cow, I guess, and you'll get guaranteed access to Whimsyshire, and you can farm all the bullshit that you want. And also, if you're playing on Reaper's Souls, you get like a fancy title plate or something. If my memory serves me well, probably not, but it's a very interesting secret dungeon. It also has some pretty good drops as well as just being a decent experience farm. Since the enemies, despite being all cutesy and shit, the dungeon is fairly sizable. Also, a little fun fact on trivia: the same voice actor who voices Tyrael in this also voiced Galactus in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And my God, did he nail Galactus, honestly. And he's also black. Not that part really matters, but damn, he does a pretty damn good villain voice. So, he does a very good job as a villain, honestly. Alright, Fields of Misery. Yeah, it's the old ruins. I could show it off really quick, though, because I don't have the Inferno Staff of Herding. It won't really matter. But basically, when you have the staff, you just head back. You don't have to go that far. There's a skeleton of a cow. And I'm assuming a cow herder or something. You have the staff, you'll get the spirits appear here, you watch a little cutscene, and then this will turn to a dungeon you can enter, and then you can do all your famous looting to your heart's content. And thankfully you only have to build it once. On the original version, you have to get the plans from the higher difficulties. But you don't have to get the components again, you just have to get the plans, and then on higher difficulties, you have to get those plans, but they fix that so you don't have to do all that shit again. You just have to get those once and you're basically good to go. Which, thankfully, getting those plans just involves buying the item from the merchant from the very end of the game. I forget which point specifically, but it's not something you're going to be able to access anytime soon, and definitely for good reason, too. I probably recommend playing in story mode, though, because the part with the Chiltara is pretty obnoxious, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, it is very, very luck-based. Not very fun, but it's definitely worth it, to be honest. But on PC, it is significantly more annoying, but I still recommend getting that item so you can farm a pretty good dungeon, honestly. You know, I gotta go for the Fields of Misery. I like how it went from summer to autumn in like the span of a minute. Oh shit, I forgot to check how many Toma secrets I have. Yeah, I somehow got the black mushroom, and I wasn't even really trying. I was going 0.0%. You can just say you weren't really trying, mate. It's a low-tier god quote. I wouldn't recommend looking them up, though, unless you feel like going down that rabbit hole. Damn, I've been doing this for about an hour, I think. Holy shit. Damn, I can't get in yet. Okay. Well, time to see where the den is. I'm sure it's probably going to be either really far away or really close. Have you made any progress at unlocking Torment difficulty yet? Alright. Oh, I think that was the last one. We finally got to level 10 in Artisan. We just clear these mobs first. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, that's good, I guess? I don't know. Okay, let's go and get level 10 for Artisan and see what other things I can make. Ding. Alright. There we go. I can now finally make Star Rubies. Tier 11. Holy shit. Very nice. All the way to 11, baby. Holy shit. Alright. How'd you feel about the, what the hell is it called? Shit, I forget what it was called. It was a pretty big controversy with Diablo 3 when it came out. The auction house. How'd you feel about that, to be honest? Since I'm talking to someone who's actually played Diablo 3 very extensively. Shit. Here we go. I'm going to deposit the Talisman of Anar. Oh, okay, fair enough. I was under the impression it's kind of like the Grand Exchange from RuneScape, but I know a lot of people were really mad about it. Unless it was a lot more deeper than that, I really wouldn't know. Let's see. Oh, these are all follower items, okay. I don't really use those, to be honest. I barely use followers, if I'm going to be honest. I'm sure they're, like, really useful, but I just haven't really had a need to. But I guess since I'm max level, I guess I can finally start using them. But yeah, I was under the impression that the auction house was basically like this game's version of the Grand Exchange, which I'm gonna say we don't know what RuneScape is, but basically it was a really big update where you can essentially buy most in-game items from this mega market, I guess. It's essentially a way to get most of the things that you can get from trading, but from like some sort of like marketplace, I guess. But the thing is that you still had to acquire in-game coins, and I know that Jagex had like rules against real money trading, but there's also like ways around that, but I'm not going to really get into it. But it's like, I know that like there's like quest-specific items you can't get from the marketplace, and usually some of the most prestigious items that aren't necessarily locked to quests but are very expensive, you're not going to be able to get those so easily unless you either get it yourself or farm a lot of gold. So, I don't know if the auction house was like that, but I know it made people really annoyed when it was a thing. It's, I don't know, it's, I know it was a pretty infamous part of Diablo 3, but I honestly don't know. Oh, you mean oh, you're talking about the inventory space. I can check that in a minute. Let me just let me at least find the den at least. I thought you meant like auction, but no, you said cushion, and then I put two and two together, and I stopped being stupid. I can check actually. Just let me find the den at least. Damn you, autocorrect. That's fine. I knew what you mean now, but. I know that Diablo 3 back when it was new was a very different beast, but I know that with Diablo 4 it basically repeats the same online-only problem that Diablo 3 did, so I think nobody learned their lesson. And so I don't care how people view Blizzard nowadays. Call me ignorant or negative for that, but it's that was like one of the biggest reasons why people didn't like the game when it came out. Even if the game is not like as gritty compared to Diablo 2, I at least like to be able to play the game whenever I like, and Diablo 3 did not let you do it on PC, hence why they made the console version. As dumbed down as it was, at least you can play the fucking game. I mean, come on. I don't mean to go on about those rants, but it just really annoys me that people don't look at that in the long run. I noticed some things in Diablo 3 that are pretty simplified compared to Diablo 2, like not needing to use town scrolls or whatever. You just have a button that lets you do all that. Potions work a lot differently. you know, it's essentially on a cooldown rather than buying them or whatever. The inventory system was also extremely streamlined, like every other game, instead of having the Deus Ex Resident Evil 4 system that's got going on. But if I can play my game offline without worrying about internet, I don't really care what it is, to be honest. It's a very important thing that people tend to forget, to be honest. But yeah, I'll check my storage when I find them then. I mean, people can get pissed off at like fast travel in a lot of games because it ruins the immersion. But whatever, I don't really want to get into that either. Because, you know, at least the game tells you the hints about the items, though. These will all hold some plans for the staff of hurting. So at least the game kind of gives you a general hint about things like that. And there is no cow level. Gonna have to push squared it out on that one, to be honest. Okay, let's see what I got. Let's see what I got in here. Oh, here we go. Does it? I would have to like move everything to the inventory and then just like compare, I guess. It's gonna be a little bit awkward, but no problem. I'll make it work. Well, I only have rare items anyway, so it should be easy to compare. Okay. I guess I'll go to merchant, I guess. Let's see. Well, double torque is almost 6,000. Yeah, that might be the most viable rare. Oh wait, the Emperor Messenger is the highest value legendary I have next to the Devil Tongue. I want to say torque. Yeah, there you go. I guess that basically answers your question. Why is Nightbot telling me to dislike? Okay, I have to kind of explain this. Basically, for some reason, like, I barely get traffic and I get annoyed at people who just lurk or them being negative or whatever. I can change it, honestly. It's, like, it's nice when people like actually chat it up instead of just like watching for like a minute and then leaving because I'm not like playing the hottest game or whatever. I can change it though. I'll at least change the frequency of it, I guess. Very sorry about that. But yeah, to answer your question, the Devil Tongue and Emperor Messenger are my two highest valued legendaries. Let me go ahead and disable that. There we go. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question for my viable legendaries. Oh, and I forgot to check the actual equip stuff too. Shit. Oh, it actually tells you right there anyway. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Kimbo's gold is also pretty valuable, but I'm pretty sure it's the weapon I have that is the most valuable. Even the coveted Blackthorn item is not as viable compared to that. So there you go. I got 3 pretty good valued items, I guess. I hope that answers your question. Let me go ahead and put these back. Oh, I got demonic essence. I'm not sure where I got that from, to be honest. Oh well. Wrong area. Okay, I guess I'll go through this, and I'm gonna play one more game, I guess. I'm not sure what to play, though. I'll definitely do something on PS4 that isn't like Rockstar, though. Here we go. To hell with you, bitch. I mean, witch. I guess before I do move on to the next game, I guess I could show what skills and runes I'm using. But I'm pretty sure, being the Diablo 3 master, you might already know what I'm using, but I guess it'll be artistic and explain my thought process, I guess, and what loadout I'm using. Okay, yeah, the Drowned Temple. This might be a good stopping point. So let me just, I guess, go over what abilities I'm using very quick, and I'll explain my thought process, I guess. Obviously, I'm using Firebomb with Ghost Bomb because, well, it does a lot more damage. I know Plague of Toads with Rain of Toads, it has pretty good tracking on it. So I'm not sure if I should use Rain of Toads or Firebomb with Ghost Bomb, but those are mainly the primary ones I'm using. Gargantuan with Restless Giant I like more because it has that buff when you're fighting near 5 enemies or an elite. It essentially gets more powerful for a limited time. The other ones have different movesets I don't really care for, and even the Wrathful Protector, it only lasts for 15 seconds. I don't find that useful. So even though it only has even though it does gain extra moves, this one I feel Restless Giant at least gives it more of a buff compared to the others. I figured with Hex that the others are kind of useful, especially with Jinx, but I find that with Hedge Magic, it not only hexes enemies, but it also heals you. So essentially can do 2 things at once compared to the others that can only do 1 thing, so that's why I have Hedge Magic. Big Bad Voodoo, this one's simple. You get more damage within your circle, so that's why I pick it. Soul Harvest, I have Vengeful Spirits, and it's essentially an area of effect attack, and it's really, really quick. And Summon Zombie Dogs. I'm not sure if Lifelink or Leeching Beast is better, but I'm assuming that Leeching Beast is better, so I went with it. And then finally, for my passive skills, I got Zombie Handler because of the ally buff. You have Fetish Psychophants for spells like the Plague of Toads or Firebomb, and essentially a little extra falls to do pretty good damage. And Grave Injustice for reduced cooldowns for every kill you get. So there you go. Now that I'm done being stupid. Yeah, I think that's Diablo 4. I also like how when you pause the game, I don't know why it does that, but I don't think it's like T-posing or something, but it looks really funny and weird. But yeah, you might be thinking of Diablo 4 because I don't remember having that in the game. I know there's like different tiers of potions in other games, but I know when Reaper's Souls came out, they changed the potions to where you can have unlimited uses of it, but I think they extended the cooldown, which is really weird. But I guess they changed to make the healing not as obnoxious, and probably for PvP purposes. I can imagine the PvP in Diablo like being the least interesting part of it, I guess, but I guess it's good they still include it for those purists, I guess, but it ain't no Call of Duty, let's just be honest. I could look it up, I guess, really quick, since I have the interwebs right in front of me. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna be a normie and read from AI Overview, which has been somewhat helpful, at least with the search results that I'm going by. In Diablo 4, healing potions can be upgraded by speaking to an alchemist NPC, specifically Verica and, forgive me for butchering this, Kaio Veshad. Players need to reach level 10 and complete the healing potion upgrading questline to unlock the ability to upgrade potions. Each upgrade requires specific materials like gallow wine, biteberry, and gold, and can only be performed every 10 levels. Well, there you go. I wouldn't trust a overview for everything, though, to be honest. But I guess like the more specific you are, the more better you are at it. But like I said, just take it with a grain of salt. Anyway, I'm not really sure what game I could play, to be honest. I guess I'll just play it safe and go with Dead Island 1, I guess. The definitive edition, excuse me. It's essentially Borderlands, but on an island, I guess. Woohoo. Alright, I have not played this game in a long time, so I'm going to be very, very rusty, like the crowbars in The Walking Dead. Remember when Acid made like videos ranting, but had like the background was the beach in Dead Island? So that's probably too specific, but I certainly remember that being a thing. But okay, I'm gonna actually use the bathroom and get something to drink, so I'll be back in a minute. So let me get this up. All right, I'll leave this here, I guess. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let me just make sure notifications are off. Yeah, they're off. Actually, I'll leave them on except for like trophies and shit. That's about it. Alright. So yeah, I haven't played this game in quite a while, like a very long while. So it might take me a little bit to get back into it, but it shouldn't be too bad if I remember correctly.
Okay, we got the truck. It's not enough. It's a big, powerful truck, but we need to turn it into a bloody tank. We need to reinforce it and make it unstoppable. You up for that?
I'll try.
Good. There's a workshop not far from the lighthouse. You'll find what you need there. You know how to weld. Let's just pray the mechanics still alive then. We'll need to find somebody else.
Alright, it's getting hot in here, so I'm going to have the AC on for a little bit. Alright, we got this butte of a truck. Oh, you can actually drive it. Okay, let's actually drive it. And yeah, since we are technically not in the US of A, the steering wheel is on the right side instead of the left. Very important detail that a lot of people tend to miss. And what the hell am I hitting? I actually don't have that game installed, unfortunately. And I'm not really too interested in Battle Royale extraction shooters, unfortunately. Like, the closest I can get to playing Call of Duty is maybe Black Ops 1 on Xbox 360 and original Modern Warfare 2 if we can find whatever challenges I've been done in a while. But playing Call of Duty like that is not something I would find particularly favorable. What the hell? Died. That's nice. Alright, whatever. I guess I could do Black Ops 3 Zombies. I haven't played that in a good while. But it's, I don't know. I'm not really favorable towards Call of Duty, if I'm going to be completely honest. But I could at least do those if you would like. Those are like the three that I could suggest as alternatives. I don't want to be rude, I don't want to play something I don't enjoy. I also don't even have it installed even if I wanted to, which I really wouldn't want to be honest. I know that I haven't reached level 35 on Black Ops 3 Zombies on PS4, so I could do that. That could probably be a decent alternative. Fair enough, I don't want to I don't want to like be rude about it. I want to like find like something that I could at least play that isn't too annoying, but also doing something in return into some capacity. I'm just also not really fond of the newer CODs anyway. The ones I've really technically played were Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War. And even those I really played not much anyway. And I also have them on PC. And I don't think I even would be able to stream those even if I wanted to. But I could do one of those three things, I guess. Original Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, or Black Ops 3 Zombies. Of course, the original Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1 being through Xbox, and Black Ops 3 on PS4, so if you wanted me to see me play Call of Duty, I could do one of those three things. Oh, you're fighting the Butcher in Diablo, that's good. Very nice. But yeah, while I do like this game, I feel like some of the mechanics that it has just feels kind of inconsistent for a zombie survival game. Especially well knowing that vehicles in this game basically have unlimited gas, which is complete bullshit. Like, I understand that, you have to find items in the world, or that, items degrade or whatever, weapons, all that stuff. It makes sense. I completely get that, but there are just some things in this game that just, like... It just kind of feels like a slightly more harder version of Borderlands, but with vehicles that somehow have unlimited fuel. I definitely would rather be playing this than something like DayZ, at least. Not really a big fan of those online infrastructures, however you call it. Like also having stamina or whatever with the weapons, I totally get that. But I still feel that it really does clash with the survival aspect of the game. And also, dying isn't really that big of a deal in a game about survival, which is kind of funny. I don't like to be one of those people, but it definitely does ruin it sometimes. One thing I will give this game, though, over Borderlands is that there actually is a chapter select, though you have to reach the chapter with the character that you're using, so you technically can replay missions, unlike in Borderlands. Or mainly, more specifically, Borderlands 1, since that wasn't a thing in there. Oh, did I mess up? Or did he start over? Oh, it's done. Well, that's bullshit. The van is barely updated. It just looks like you added a couple of metal plates on it and just called it a day. I was expecting, like, I don't know. This episode does not look very changed much, honestly. How depressing. Alright, Jen. What the hell's up with her model just like spazzing out every time she talks? Oh, you can use it as storage. Well. What the hell? I want to fucking drive the thing, not use her as storage. Wait, you can actually access her as storage while you're in the truck? Oh, that's stupid. Oh, I want to go in the back. Oh well. Alright, let's head there, I guess. So, have you decided which Call of Duty game you wanted to see me play? I'll do one of those three, I guess. If that's what you want. I'm only going to be doing zombies solo. I don't like playing with randoms in zombies. I'm already not too swell playing something like original Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1 with randoms, but it is Call of Duty, I guess, so I guess to be expected, but I'll at least alleviate those two specifically since I have yet to reach max level in Black Ops 1, so I'll at least go through those, I guess, for the sake of entertainment. They're also back when Call of Duty wasn't completely nonsense, but I suppose I am due for viewers' requests, so when it comes to Call of Duty, I can do one of those, I guess. Oh, sweet, we're in Act 2. Act II is a lot of game jam. Very nice. Ugh. What the fuck? Dude's got some problems. Oh, what the fuck? I wanted to drive the truck some more. Damn it. Go to the church and ask God to forgive you. Alright, let's go forgive. I hate how these things are usually called walkers. I really, really hate that. Ouch. What the fuck? Well. Or it's time to actually use a gun. And yes, I did dupe in this game. I don't really care. Immersion breaking, sure, but I don't really give a shit. Wow, I am doing like no damage. Not good. You're dumb. There we go. Yeah, the gunplay isn't exactly Call of Duty. Which is kind of ironic considering it's a fucking zombie game, but whatever. Alright, let's see what we got here. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I think this might be one of the few games that can... Wait, what the fuck? I can't go through this door? What the fuck? I somehow glitched myself in God's house. That's bullshit. Wow, I ate the forbidden fruit and now I'm stuck in here. Amazing. Alright, well my mood to play this is kind of diminished, so I guess Black Ops 3 Zombies it is, unless you want me to do Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 2. That was pretty bad. But yeah, I guess it'll be Black Ops 3 Zombies, I guess. Still gonna go for the campaign, to be honest. I actually like the campaign on Black Ops 3. A lot of people don't, but whatever. I don't even want to get into it. I haven't played this in about a month, so I'm gonna be pretty bad. I'll maybe do 2 good waves, I guess. I know a lot of people like the one from Black Ops 1, but for leveling purposes, I much prefer this level. But I'll digress. Warning, you're about to watch a DSP video. Godlike. Alright, no point in building up barriers now. There we go. I like opening this door because at least you won't be swarmed by enemies from that pathfinding. So it makes a little sense to build it there, I guess. Or whatever. It's gonna be a bit of an obnoxious grind getting to the next level, I bet. But yeah, I just don't really enjoy COD that much. Well, to be fair, I never really did, but it's just like... The only reason I kind of like Black Ops 3 is because I feel it's the most complete of it all, and even then it has a lot of faults that are just annoying as hell to deal with at times. I've always preferred Borderlands over Call of Duty anyway, to be completely honest. I also vastly prefer time splitters over like a lot of shooters, to be honest. That's like my number one go-to is time splitters. For like multiplayer with bots and shit, and mainly for like single player experiences, I would go with Borderlands and Far Cry. Those are like the main ones I prefer playing compared to like playing COD of Duty with randoms online. Wonderful. Can't even use it, I think. That's another thing that makes no sense to me. Like, you can't even, like, level up the weapon until you've reached the level for it. So using the Shiva would be completely pointless, honestly. Like, it's even one of the starting weapons that appear on the wall, so what the hell is Treyarch smoking when it comes to weapon progression? It makes no sense to me. Fuck. I can know this is already going to be a bad run. There we go. But yeah, using a Shiva, I don't know if you want to call it a bad weapon or whatever, but because I didn't have the level to unlock it, there's no point in using it. So I have to switch it out with something else. Whatever, better than nothing, I guess. I'll just grab the SMG from the wall, I guess. And I can't even get it yet. Amazing. There we go. Well, at least I have a much better gobble gum. The thing that makes you deal more damage with the knife. I hope this at least is getting your Call of Duty fix. To be fair, I haven't gotten to level 35 on this yet, so I don't mind, but it's just... I could be playing a lot of other shooters that I actually enjoy playing, but I guess for the sake of viewer requests, I could at least put my differences aside and just enjoy it, I guess. I mean, I got the BRM, so I can actually use it, so this might turn out to be okay. As long as I don't do something retarded. Hey, I'm gonna grab self-revive though, just in case. I need some insurance money. And I just basically use this for the next 18 hours, I guess. Since leveling up weapons from the box is significantly more annoying. Fuck, I messed up. Oh well. I was gonna do that glitch where like you swap weapons fast enough and you have the death machine prompt and you're still using the regular weapon. Just for the lulz, but I unfortunately fucked it up. There we go. Contagious. Alright, I don't remember if the Argus is on this map. It might be elsewhere, but I'm gonna actually get the, fuck. I have not remembered the weapon progression in a while, so I'm just gonna stick to the box, I guess. And plus you get, the vial submit, so it's almost always a safe bet. Here we go. Even better. Alright, this should definitely be a good run. I'm gonna try to use the Locust because honestly, I'm not really a fan of bolt action snipers. I'm fine with like semi-automatics or whatever, but I don't really like bolt action. I find them to be obnoxious as fuck. And yes, I have thermal on because it's like the only sight that's good for like seeing the zombies from a good distance. Like, what other sight could you possibly use? Except maybe the one that lets you zoom in with one of the buttons or whatever, but that's about it. Fuck, I should have reloaded. Oh well. El Kabong! Yo, if there's a sound effect that replaces Kaboom with El Kabong, that would be godlike. I don't think such a thing exists though, because Kizzy's don't know what funny is. Unless it's FaZe Jarvis. Ha 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 ha. That's fucked. I'm sorry. Maybe sometime in the future. But definitely not right now. It's also technically getting late, and I technically haven't even gotten, like, any progress done in the Switch version. I would also have to renew the subscription. Shit. Yeah, since I got that to level 5, I'll switch over to the BRM. I hope the Black Ops 8 gameplay is at least somewhat interesting. Uh, 48 Dredge, I don't have the weapon skin on it, so not worth using, I think. And plus I have weapons that you can't get from the wall, so leveling them up is actually a lot more annoying. It's the most annoying type of luck-based shit in this game, to be honest. There we go. Pretty sure we're due for dogs at this point.
They have let loose the dogs aboard! Make me drop my vodka! You will die!
There we go. I almost fucked up, but I somehow did it.
More ammo to keep my vodka safe with.
I guess Kino's an okay map, but I just have preferred this one for leveling up, to be honest, man, because of the box it's like right here. And plus I find it to be much more simpler compared to Kino, and look, we got the bear. So, I'm fucked. Not that I really care anyway. I'm mainly trying to gain levels anyway, so... It's just all about weapon proficiency at this time. And then unlike the last round or whatever, I'll just like open whatever and then just go for broke. I mean, there's already various videos on how to get to the area. I'll have to find the one that I use at least. I'm so surprised that the Diablo master did not know of such things, but I guess we all learn something new every day. But I still find it kind of funny, in a way. I don't have the level to use anything, so I'm just going to stick with this, I guess.
Blood is such a pretty color.
You can always learn a thing or two from other people, I guess, who share similar interests. Especially if the information helps get you even better at the game or wanting to learn more about it. Oh shit, it's right here. It's actually really rare. Oh, fair enough. Another weapon I can't even use, I think. I don't even know. I know it's not customized, so why even bother using it, honestly? But one thing I will actually give Black Ops Cold War, I'm going to assume it's like this in the other games, but I really like how you can actually pause the game in online co-op. It's kind of like with how Saints Row the Third co-op works, where when one person pauses it, it pauses for the other person, and if you're like playing an online game and you don't want to wait forever, you can just like actually leave instead of waiting or whatever. I really don't know why it took that long for games to actually fix that shit, and I'm dead. Never mind. I somehow made it out alive, somehow. That was a fucking clutch if I've ever seen it. Another stupid ass weapon that's probably can't even use, unfortunately. Another fucking bear game. What the fuck is the matter with you? Yeah, fuck you, Peter. You and your bye-bye bullshit. Bro thinks he's a fucking Backstreet Boys band member. I think that's the one that sang it. Oh well. Well, I'm assuming the box is in one of the other corners of the map. So I don't care, to be honest. Oh yeah, it's all the way there. Fuck that. I'll just stay here. The purpose is not to survive, which I guess it technically is, but the point is to get that bar from 14 to 15. And then I'll probably wrap it up after that point. And then whatever excess of points I have, will just like open up whatever, so that I can at least get some extra returns. Motherfucker. Of course, you don't get any ammo back when you're down like this, so that's amazing. Fuck. Terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible, I'm sure. Whatever. Time to go cry in a corner because I didn't get 211 rounds, I guess. The load time's also pretty bad too on PS4. Played on regular PS4, to be honest. But yeah, that was pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Well, at least I got thermal, so I can actually use that, which is good. Yeah, basically having ballistic CPU is whatever. I guess I'll change the extras though, because I technically have 2, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. I forget how I did it, but whatever. I'll just leave it as is and then just configure whatever. I might as well put Lucid on it so I can at least tell that I've actually got it instead of the other ones. So, whatever. Like when I get a weapon from the box and I see that camo, it means that I need to grind it, and if not, then well, it can just fuck off. Because usually most of these weapons you can actually just get from the wall, depending on the map. But I know there's like some weapons that you cannot get from the wall, regardless of map, and you have to essentially get lucky to get it, which is complete bullshit. I think it's the haymaker, I think, that you can't get for the wall. I could be wrong on that, but I know it's one of those. It's not the best feeling in the world, if I'm going to be honest. But speaking of such, I'm actually going to play in Kino just so I can get the Argus on the wall. I also need to use the Bowie knife a bit more, because for whatever reason it actually has a fucking weapon level low. I don't know why, since there's no reason to besides maybe bonus XP or some shit. So I'll do a run on Kino, I guess, and I'll probably get off. Assuming the run goes well, at least. I don't know. And I have this because why not? I don't even know, to be honest. I don't like any of the Black Ops 3 exclusive levels, you know, Shadows of Evil, whatever, and the rest you load it to pay as DLC. It's retarded. I hate it. Yes. Yes, it is. You're not planning on doxing me, are you? Just kidding. Let's see. Yeah, I also need to configure these, to be honest. I have not played this game in a good while, so my loadout is not completely up to snuff. I'll do a sword flay and always done swiftly, I guess. Oh, okay, fair enough. My bad. Alright, I'll do a round on Kino, I guess. Hopefully I get a good round. I doubt it. I hope the Black Ops 3 gameplay is at least somewhat interesting. I know it's not Modern Warfare 2 DMZ, but I guess by going halfway, I guess it could be somewhat enjoyable. Let's see. Wow. Okay, let's do this. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. There's actually a setting that I can change that allows you to toggle. Isn't there a setting that like lets you lets you have it so you can just tap the button or whatever to aim down sight? I don't think there is. I know there's an option like Borderlands 2. I don't know. Sorry. I didn't mean to ruin the gameplay. Never played Black Ops 3. Well, it's a futuristic game, but yet the zombies is as close to ground boots on ground as you can get. And unfortunately, as far as I know, there is no way to actually play that in multiplayer. So you have to deal with like jetpacks, running on walls and shit. But it does have bots in multiplayer, and is the last Call of Duty game that can think of that even exists to let you do 4-player multiplayer on the console. Every other one, even Modern Warfare Remastered, only allows up to 2. I definitely recommend playing on an Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 if you want significantly less frame rate dips during multiplayer, though. It also has a campaign. It also lets you play in co-op, which the only other game that had at the time was World at War. There's even like a form of progression for the campaign as well, so you can essentially level up weapons there and just replay levels with the gear you've gotten, so that's pretty good. I actually got this game because it has the return of Dead Ops Arcade 2, which was the mini game in Black Ops 1. It was essentially Smash TV, but with Call of Duty, I guess. It's actually extremely fitting considering the nature of zombies. It's just essentially a first-person version of that, but a lot more obnoxious than a fucking Easter egg hunt, if you want to call it that. If you know, you know. I know that Extinction from Ghost is pretty good, but you can't pause while you're playing in single player, which really drives me up a wall. Not to self-promote, but I actually did an old video talking about that, so I don't want to completely tread ground, but basically a game mode that's actually pretty okay is ruined by the fact you can't even pause at all. Like, I could pause right now, but you cannot while you're playing Extinction in Call of Duty Ghosts, which is really annoying. It's also a fairly decent survival mode that does mix up the usual zombies format that's gotten tiring after Black Ops 1, honestly. I know in Black Ops 2 you can, like, change some settings to make it somewhat different, but it's really not enough, and you don't get that in this one. There's no, like, setting the game difficult to easy or whatever, so there's not as much creativity to that, but there is a leveling system for your weapons, but you have to have the weapon unlocked first before you can get attachments for it, which is immensely dumb. It really makes no sense, to be honest. So, like, you can get a weapon off the wall, but if you don't have the level to start unlocking things for it, it's pretty much pointless to use. And Wonder Weapons stop being pointless after that point because most of this good stuff you can get by simply using the weapon enough. So it honestly is kind of annoying. And they basically turned Call of Duty Zombies into, like, Borderlands, and it really is just insulting to me. I don't really like it at all.
I require weapons.
Like, not to be a constant downer, but I just prefer Borderlands over Call of Duty most days.
Gives us time to crack.
I Ironically enough, there. Oh, fuck. I died. Well, that's it for talk smack in Call of Duty, I guess. I'll go one more time. That was really terrible. But one thing that I know that Borderlands was really infamous for was this DLC that basically is nothing but wave-based survival, and it takes a long-ass time to complete, and the only thing you get out of it is one extra skill point, which is really dumb. It's really, really bad. The only good thing that came out of it was that it acts as the area before it acts as a bank and can basically use to store things, but it's really bad. And there are some side missions in Borderlands 2 that are also technically from the original where there are basically wave-based survival missions, I guess, where you can essentially survive against fixed amount of enemies, I guess. But the whole DLC of Borderlands 1 being nothing but that and the most obnoxious way possible, people were not happy about it at all. But it has Moxie in it, so I guess it's fine because waifus, I guess. Okay. There's basically like 200 waves. Not 200, sorry. I'm gonna actually pause this. I'm on Reddit for this, just to explain how fucking cathartic this shit is. Basically, 3 arena times 20 rounds times 5 waves is 300 waves. It's basically like it's just so obnoxious. Like, it's just really bad. It also scales abuse, so if you're actually doing it solo, you're basically, like, really fucked. It's just bad business, honestly.
We need to get the power on. Zombies, you're dying over here.
Wonderful. But yeah, win or lose, I'm probably gonna get off after this match.
Thought I wouldn't fight.
It's I don't know, I'm just not really feeling it right now. And plus, it's late. Nice. Fuck. And of course I fucked up on that. It's really hard to get that jump, but apparently if you do, you can essentially survive forever, but don't expect to get any lucky jumps with that. That one jump like brings out all the autists in the yard that is Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, devil man.
Oh, fuck. Not enough ammo. Motherfucker. Oh well. There we go. The best shotgun in the game, clearly, because it's basically like that one shotgun from the Terminator, but more futuristic, I guess. It also loads fairly quickly, too, so that's even better. Argus slander will not be tolerated in this household. There's like a weapon switching animation where like it spins, I think, but I think it's only when you pick up the weapon, I think. Oh well, I'm gonna stop being stupid. And actually focus. There we go. Level 2! Here we go, double points. This is what I needed. Very nice. Well, at least I'll get a level up for sure. But I'm probably getting off after that point. Fuck. I'm not gonna bother the power because I don't feel like doing fucking crawlers right now. I at least know those basics, but I'm not gonna really be bothered to deal with them right now. There we go. Night Defender 2. Very nice. Fuck.
Our asses are covered. For a moment, anyway.
Alright, another camo for the Argus. Very good. One thing I do like about this game, I'm sure other Call of Duties do this, but whenever you unlock skins for use in multiplayer or whatever, or even zombies, or even campaign, you can use them across all the modes. So if you get a skin in zombies, you can use it in the campaign. So I actually really like that. You know, because there actually is some sort of customization like that for the campaign to an extent. You essentially use your unlocks from the multiplayer in the single player. And, of course, the other way around or whatever. And, personally, I really like the winter camo because it reminds me of the rocket launcher from GoldenEye, since I actually really like using such weapons in a multiplayer setting. So, whenever I get around to getting that rocket launcher camo in the campaign, I'll swap it out in zombies so that I can be kind of reminded of a much better game. I'll digress. Alright, let's open the power, I guess. Actually, wait, I'm stupid. I could actually get the Bowie knife and try to level that, I guess. Because who knows I'm going to be playing this again, so I might as well go all out, right? Damn it, game. Fucking retarded. Dude would not stop looking at his knife. Yeah, whatever. I think you can cancel animation, but whatever. I don't care. Bullshit. Oh well. But yeah, I'm gonna get off. That was complete nonsense. But it's also late anyway, so I gotta go. So I will hopefully get back to getting into Dead Island and other stuff, I guess. Oh, good. I get one new gobble gum, and it's not even worth it. Of course. Of course. Alright, let's, shit. What does this say? Yeah, I personally like the laser sight. So the one thing from the original Modern Warfare 2 I wish was in the multiplayer at the time, but such days unfortunately just more than long gone. Alright, that's gonna be it for now.